I had my whole life mapped out. I had so much expectations as to when things should happen. For example, when I should finish my degree. I should finish it at 27, get married by 28, have a baby by 29, and I truly just expected things to happen. And I placed so much control and planning on my life. Little did I know that I really wasn't in control of my destiny all along. Welcome back to my kitchen, lovelies. Today I'm making dinner and I'm showing you how I set the table for guests. We're having some friends over, so that's going to be super fun. But I also want to talk to you and share with you a few life lessons about how placing expectations on my life led me to being incredibly ungrateful and controlling. And I believe that these lessons might be able to help others out there. So it's definitely things that we can overlook in life. But I feel that I want to share it so you don't have to go through it. While I tidy up the kitchen, here's lesson number 1 that I learned. Be grateful to God and the closest people in my life and for the things that happen in my life. And there are 3 things that ungratefulness caused. Number 1 was resentment. What I mean by that is that when things went wrong or not the way I expected, I would place resentfulness into that situation. For example, in my marriage, focus on things that aren't going 100% the way I want it to. And instead of being focused on gratefulness, for example, to my husband for doing things such as putting petrol in the car or always driving me, or always checking that the doors are locked at night, I would always focus and nitpick on the negative. Number 2, being pessimistic. Not allowing myself to see the goodness of God in my life and always being negative to people within situations. And all I was doing with that was adding additional stress onto myself. However, being grateful actually allowed me to have a positive heart and to change my mindset as well, to set my eyes on things that were going right and that were going the way they were supposed to go, rather than always a negative. Quick side note, I'm currently having a break while I'm doing the chores such as cleaning, having a cup of tea and some shortbread, because I find that because I'm expecting again, I regularly need to just stop and do a bit of self-care to make myself happy so that I can continue with cooking, the chicken, etc., and the rest of the chores. I'm currently just taking out the chicken that is now defrosted, washing it with lemon juice, which is my standard way of cleaning any meat, making sure there aren't any feathers, and rinsing the chicken numerous times until the water's clear. I sectioned the chicken in half, so half of it I'm going to boil to use as chicken stock in my jollof rice that I'm making, and then the rest of it I'm going to use to be the barbecue chicken that I'm making for the guests for the next day. And I'm seasoning it with some black pepper, some thyme, a little bit of salt, curry powder, of course Old Bay as well, which I'm sprinkling here, a couple of bay leaves, and then I add a cube of green seasoning a bit later as well. Here I'm marinating the chicken with some salt, black pepper, thyme, aroma, some green seasoning as well, and I let that marinate. Oh, and some olive oil and browning. Let's get back to the topic. And number 3, being grateful boosted my confidence in myself because it allows me to see all the things that happened well in the past, all the stressful situations that I managed to overcome, all the hard situations that at the time I hated and wish never happened. I can now look back and see that I needed to go through that test in order to be where I am today. And that also gives me the reassurance to know that I can get through it. So being ungrateful definitely reduced my confidence until I changed my perspective. I'm adding some stock cubes, and this will be added to the chicken being boiled just to add a bit more depth, because sometimes it can taste a bit bland and watery, so I like doing this. And it tastes so much better when I make the jollof rice as well. So I'm starting on the rice, and I heat up some oil, chop up some onions. I saute them until they're translucent. Add the tomato paste, quite a little bit. This gives the rice the typical colour of jollof rice. And I'm going to move on to another lesson, a life lesson. And one thing I learned was that popular culture wants to control me. It wants to control us. Culture promotes us to control everything in our lives. And for me, in my life, it was to control my career, where I ought to work, where I should be traveling to, invest this way, I should seek this type of man, or look out for these things, X, Y, and Z, because they're red flags. Control. And all it was doing was injecting fear and making me feel that I'm always doing something wrong or not quite right. And I needed to check what popular culture, what's happening online, to make sure that I'm doing what's right. And I need to change and adapt to what fits the popular way of doing things, because clearly I'm not capable of figuring it out on my own. That was the biggest lie that I believed. Here I am starting on the sauce for the jollof rice. It contains onions, scotch bonnet, bell peppers, which all gets blitzed. Oh, and I also include frozen long peppers as well. And then when it's fully blended, I then add it to the pot where I've sauteed the onions and the tomato sauce until it's a dark brown. That's when I know when it's ready for me to add the sauce. And then I put the lid back on and let it simmer. So back to how popular culture wants me to be controlling. It made me feel that the weight of all the decision making in my life was on my shoulders. And that was wrong. That was wrong, and it is a lesson I've come away from. And I can look back now and realise that the best things that happened in my life was when it was unplanned and uncontrolled. For example, meeting my husband or being pregnant. The more I stepped away from trying to make something happen, or shall I say force things to happen, the easier it came to me. And it's good to have a vision. I'm definitely not saying not to have one. For me, having a vision for life is good, but trying to put life on my own timeline only led to disappointment. Here I'm getting started on washing the rice and rinsing it multiple times until the water runs clear. And this is what I use for the jollof rice. And then I add it to the pot and keep checking on it and stirring it to make sure it doesn't stick and burn to the bottom of the pan. And here the jollof rice is done. It's so delicious. There's so much flavour. My mum-in-law actually taught me this recipe. And here's a quick clip of me taking out banana cake. It's the first time I baked, and I'm not showing you the recipe or telling you it because it wasn't the best. I think I put way too much milk, so it's kind of gloopy. But I ought to show you my failures on this channel anyway, as I'm not shy of them. I want to be transparent and authentic. So today, in this clip, is the day I'm hosting my friends. So I'm just putting in the chicken that has been marinating, and I'll be making the honey barbecue sauce for it later on in the video as well. And I put this to cook, cover it with foil first, and then remove the foil to make it a bit crispy. But based on the topic of control and culture, here's my final conclusion. I learned that culture wants to always try and keep me in a state of chasing the right thing and shedding light on what's wrong or what society says is wrong, to keep us in a cycle of trying to keep my head above water instead of just breathing and accepting that there are things that I alone cannot change. Here's my table laid. I hope you liked how I did the serviette. It's very simple and easy, and I've also posted it on my TikTok as well. Just looks a quick way to make the table look very elegant. Now, of course, I've got to fry the plantain as well, so I'm getting started on that just by removing skin, cutting it. I do add a sprinkle of salt and shake it about so that is evenly covered, and then I get to frying it. The chicken is done, so I take it out and flip them over and then put it back in. Now I get started on the sauce, and this is super easy. Just about 3 tablespoons of butter I'm putting in here, and I put about 2 to 3 tablespoons of ketchup, 2 to 3 of barbecue sauce. I do add a little bit of hot sauce to it as well. Obviously that's optional depending on your taste if you want to do that. I have some leftover honey and barbecue condiments that I don't let go to waste, so I just decide to add them to it as well and give it a mix. And I let it reduce and basically get thick and sticky, and once it's done, that's when I go ahead and add the chicken to it. And of course I've got to add some sesame seeds as well, just to make it look really nice. And there we go, all the chicken's added. I mix it up so that it's all evenly distributed over the chicken, and that's it. It's really simple to make. If this video was relatable, you're always welcome here. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. I do read them, and I'll see you in the next video.